within, they hold me tight. In the dark, I lose my fight.
Chapter 16. The Lucky One. Carla woke slowly. Everything hurt. Her mouth was dry. Her throat ached. Her face throbbed. She blinked through the stinging light above her, a bulb swaying on a bare cord. She tried to lift her arms. Clink. Her heart skipped. Again, she pulled. The rattle widened her eyes. Chains. Her wrists were locked behind her. Ankles, too. Her breath caught in her chest. Confusion bit into her mind like the chains into her skin. No, 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 no. She tried to scream, but her lips were sealed. Tape. Tight. Rough. The panic didn't explode. It bled in, slow and cold, creeping over her like frostbite. She strained harder. The sound echoed louder than her heartbeat. Then memory began to claw its way back. Charlie, the cabin, the moonshine, the sickness. Her whispered, "Not tonight," the weight of his body, the vomit, his eyes, not surprised, not disgusted, just furious. Her cheek pulsed with pain, a sharp, focused bloom. He hit her, then he chained her. Blame surfaced. She had let him in, smiled for him, kissed him, let him erase David's memory like it had never mattered. And now she was here, alone. Clink. The sound snapped something loose in her mind. She was back in the kitchen, David behind her, asking if she was okay. She hadn't answered, had just slammed the cabinet and accused him of not caring. He hadn't raised his voice, just stood there. And now? She couldn't even raise her arms. Clink. She couldn't stop shaking, couldn't stop pulling against the metal. Her eyes scanned the room with wild, darting panic. Cold floor. Bare concrete walls, a single metal table lined with glinting tools, blades, clamps, wires, a black monitor in the corner, powered on but empty. This wasn't a room meant for comfort. She closed her eyes, hoping it all would go away. Then came a soft creak. She stilled. The door swung open, slow, heavy, clink. Her head jerked up, her breath caught in her throat. She braced. A silhouette entered the room, quiet, unhurried. The door shut behind him with a thick click. Charlie. He was smiling, not wildly, not yet, but enough. "You're awake," he said. "I've been watching you." She writhed against the chair, screamed behind the tape, clink, clink, clink. Charlie walked to the table, casually picking up a blade and turning it in the light, admiring it. Then, with a grin, he placed it back down and clapped once, slowly. "I have to say," he said, pacing a circle around her, "you really do have a flair for the dramatic. Vomit, whining, wriggling. It's all so thrilling. You were practically made for this." She trembled. He paused behind her, leaned down by her ear. "You know, I thought you might fight more. Scratch, bite. Maybe break my nose or something." He laughed softly. "But you? You just folded." He circled back in front of her, his wicked smile locking on. "Welcome to the main event." Carla flinched, shrinking into the chair as far as the restraints allowed. Charlie stepped toward the monitor and tapped the top of it. "You like it? I installed it a while back. First time using it. But you'll give me the performance of a lifetime." He smiled wide, almost boyish. "You're live, by the way, just for me. Wherever I go, I can see you. Every breath, every blink." He rolled his eyes in pleasure. "And yeah, don't worry, it's recording too. Wouldn't want to miss anything." He leaned in close again. "You're the star, Carla. This is your spotlight." He tapped the bulb above her head. She moaned behind the tape, shaking her head. "No. Don't worry," he said gently. "I'm not going to hurt you. Not yet." He straightened, his tone shifting. No. I've got something much better in mind first." He began strapping her tighter, pulling the restraints firm against her chest and shoulders. She winced. Clink. He moved with care, like a technician fine-tuning a machine. "See, Pain is too easy, he mused. Anyone can cause pain, but real punishment? He gestured toward the monitor. That takes creativity. Then he reached for the tape. She shook her head violently, muffled sobs bursting from her throat. Charlie held her head tightly. I can't have you missing anything, he said, voice low and calm. He pulled her eyelids open, one at a time, and pressed thick strips of tape across them, holding them open. Crude. But it worked. She whimpered. Tears slid out, but her eyes stayed wide, exposed. There we go, he whispered. Eyes front. I want you to see everything. Clink. A memory flared. David again. He'd questioned her about who she was texting. Just a moment of curiosity for him. It was another guy she was dating, but she didn't want him to know. She'd gone quiet for 2 days, refused to touch him, told herself she was teaching him a lesson. And now? Now she couldn't speak at all. Now she would have given anything to hear his voice. Charlie crouched again, wrapping thin wires around her legs. These are just to help with wakefulness, he said, like he was explaining a minor procedure. You'll stay alert, focused. He tapped the side of her knee. This part's very important. Carla sobbed again, eyes wide, tears spilling down. The tape held firm. He watched her, pleased. God, you look beautiful like this, he whispered. Raw, honest. He stood and clapped again, louder this time. And now, my favorite part. He turned toward the camera on the far wall and gave a sweeping gesture like a showman. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present the woman who broke her family for a drink and a wink. He turned back to her, suddenly serious. You thought you had control. Not with me. You'll never have anyone but me for the rest of your life. He stepped in close and his voice dropped to a whisper. You'll beg for me. When you scream for me to stop, just know I won't be like David. Weak. Pathetic. Clink. Another memory hit her like a backhand. The last fight. David standing in the hallway, hurt in his eyes. Her shouting, You should be grateful I even came home. She hadn't meant it. Or maybe she had. She still wasn't sure. But it was the last thing he ever heard from her. And now, she wanted nothing more than to hear his voice say her name, to save her. He leaned back and smiled wider than ever before. And that, sweetheart, will be the best part. If you wanted a weak man, you'd never have taken a chance on me. He blew her a kiss. Watch the monitor. I'm going to give you everything David wouldn't. Then walked out. We'll be together soon, my love. The door shut behind him. Carla's body trembled, but she couldn't move, couldn't scream, couldn't blink. The monitor flickered, still black. Clink. She shifted once, out of reflex. The chains answered. She was alone again. The burning in her eyes grew sharper. Her limbs screamed. Her head hung forward, but her vision stayed frozen. She thought of David. She had made herself untouchable, untethered. She had walked away from the one person who would have moved heaven and earth for her. And now, no one was coming. Not David, not the kids, not Patricia. She had made sure no one could find her. She had chosen Charlie. And even as the pain blurred and her body sagged in exhaustion, after a time, even the clink of chains couldn't keep her aware. Eventually, her mind let go. She sagged, eyes taped open, staring forward, dry, motionless, not asleep, not awake, just gone.
Welcome, darling, to your stage, where shadows dance and fears the cage. You thought you'd run, you thought you'd hide, but it is a chain that bites inside. Eyes wide open, can't look away. You're the lucky one. Your past was fragile, of broken glass. I'm the storm you couldn't pass. You smile, you lied, you played your part. Now I'm the shadow in your heart. Struggling's cute, but it's no use. Chains tighten with every excuse. Eyes taped open, no place to run. You're